so excited.
It's time for Two Guys and a Goalie with Dustin Nielson, Matt Kassian, and the goalie, Joaquin Gage.
12:02, it's Two Guys and a Goalie on a Tuesday right here on Edmonton Sports Talk as we continue to break down that game from last night. EST Afternoons coming up around 1 o'clock today, 1 to 3 with EST Afternoons. And then 3 to 6, we will have the Reed Wilkins show today. The Edmonton Oilers back in the win column after the victory last night. We'll dive into that as we work our way through the show today as well. Not the Nielsen show. Two Guys and a Goalie is brought to you by GS Construction. For more than half a century, they've been helping build this community. Check out gsconstruction.ca for more details. Gage, you guys were talking about the most handsome men in the world over there.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. My name never came up.
What?
That's all right, though.
God, what? So
All about the personality.
Guys who've won the most handsome man in the world multiple times.
Oh,
Yes.
Clooney,
multiple times.
Clooney, Pitt, Richard Gere,
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. That's it.
That's it.
Huh. Hernan, let me ask you this before we let you slide out here. Who do you think is the most handsome man to ever grace the earth?
God.
Can't say yourself.
That's a great question, man. I probably have to do my homework, but off just the surface, I mean, how can you not say Leonardo
DiCaprio?
Really?
No.
You like those boyish?
No.
He's very Tommy Gazzola-like.
Well, I think we're putting Tommy too high on the scale here.
No, I know.
We're talking about most handsome
Well,
man of all time.
Who would you guys say?
Well, I think Brad Pitt's got to be
Brad
there.
Pitt,
I mean,
sure.
Pitt.
have you
sure.
seen Brad Pitt in F1? Even at 60, you're like, my God, I'd sleep with this guy.
You guys, Johnny Depp's good looking. But
Brad Pitt's better looking than Johnny Depp.
Way better.
yeah, do you guys think this Clooney thing? Like, is he
Clooney
that
seems
hot?
a bit vanilla to me.
Yeah.
Like my
he's
low-key
generic.
one, I guessed earlier, Patrick Dempsey from...
Oh, yeah.
Can't Buy Me Love.
Yeah, Can't Buy Me Love. And there was this other one where he was a pizza delivery boy, and they were like whoring him out.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one? He was like a pizza delivery guy, and all these ladies would like
Let me Google
order the pizza, and if you ordered pizza with anchovies on it, he would come to the house. And I can't remember if they'd try to sleep with him or if he ended up just sort of like being like a friend with them all. I can't remember the name of it. But there was that one too.
Old school?
Delivery boy? No, I can't remember the name
Like
of it.
some of those like old school models, like the one guy that was like so unique looking, that Tyson Beckford. You know who Tyson Beckford is?
Oh,
Loverboy.
I don't know. Who that is.
Loverboy, that was it. Yeah, classic.
Who's the old guy, Joaquin, from Indecent Proposal?
Oh, that's Robert Redford. He
Tyson
passed away.
Beckford. He's a pretty good looking guy.
Redford might be up there.
Hey,
Robert
Captain
Redford might be up
Redford
there.
was pretty. He was a pretty good looking man.
So
back then, eh?
here's
Go ahead, Cass.
there's guys that some of the guys you mentioned lose points for me because
Why?
they may be like in their prime, like a Brad Pitt. I'll tell you where he loses points for me is because the amount of work he goes to now to keep himself looking that way. Like he's not letting it go gracefully. It's
don't
like,
think
and I
so?
feel like a
I
Redford.
think it's pretty graceful.
Oh, look how much
getting Botox
friggin-
and stuff.
Oh, how much of Botox and fillers and everything and
Don't
pulling
ruin
his
this
face
for
back
me.
and all that.
Oh, I don't
just
think
look
he's
at him.
doing
man.
any of that, Cass.
Oh, come on.
When
Give me
he
a break. Of
smiles,
course he
there's
is.
lines. I mean, if you would, those guys,
A couple. He's like, don't get me wrong. That's not me saying he's like not a good looking dude. He's still a handsome fellow. But I think with like a Redford like that, to me, it's like he aged gracefully. And because it's not just like, and maybe we would have to specify, are we talking about like in their prime of all time, were they? Or like just over the course of their entire life were like, oh, this is it. This is like from beginning to end. He's number one. Like as he got older, did he still hold on to that category? I mean, so I guess it depends a little bit on that. But
is this the Harrison Ford thing? Harrison Ford, like when he was Han Solo and Young Indiana, like he was pretty good looking then too.
But like that Bradley Cooper, he looks so weird now. He's got like probably a ponytail of skin for the amount of facelifts he's got back.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper's ruined his face. He was pretty handsome in the first place.
Any love for Ryan Gosling?
Oh yeah, Ryan Gosling's a handsome man.
Chris Hemsworth.
He's a good looking dude too.
Hemsworth's a handsome man too. Yeah, Thor.
Ryan Reynolds?
Yep.
Gosling's way better looking than Reynolds.
Oh yeah.
Reynolds is probably attractive because he's funny.
Yeah.
Hey, like he's a good looking dude too, but I mean, I don't think you're putting him.
He looks really good in Green Lantern.
Like I think he's probably on a sexy list because of his sense of humor and stuff.
Yeah.
People probably find that sexy. But if we're talking just straight up handsome.
Yeah, when you can make women laugh, I think well,
It's really the only thing most of us have going for us.
that's
You know what it is?
it's weird. That's why I
because it
landed my
communicates
wife that way.
intelligence.
I landed my wife that way, yeah. And now all my jokes
me
are
too.
just she can't
They're just
stand.
horrible. Same thing. I used to be funny.
Yeah,
not
Tam used
anymore.
to laugh a lot,
Yeah,
but not anymore. So
I would
much.
have her like she would be on the floor laughing, and now I mean the material hasn't changed, and I get side eye looks and head just and grunts.
You're still doing the same shtick,
Yeah.
as you were 20 years ago.
Yeah, I'm like Carrot Top,
You've got the prop comics now.
smashing watermelons last
Man,
night.
I'll say this. Let me say this about Carrot Top. Like the odd time he'll pop up on like my YouTube Shorts or TikTok or whatever, and he's doing his prop stuff. I'll say this. I laugh. Like, he pulls some stuff out. I'm like,
Well, how
actually,
long has he been in
that's kinda
Vegas?
funny.
He's been there for years. So
He's had a residency for like
Yeah.
30 years, man. Yeah, he's nuts.
Yeah.
He hasn't aged well.
Someone's in. Mex Bazuzu is in. Paul Newman.
yeah.
Be
I
another
actually
one.
just saw
yeah,
a picture
back in the
of
day,
him,
like
coming off the beach as a young man. He looked really good.
All right. Oil City Dynasty says Sheldon Surrey deserves to be in this conversation.
Yeah, actually,
Henrik.
Somebody said Henry. I think Dash in the Park said King Henrik. I mean, as far as body perfectly proportioned, Lundqvist is pretty good.
Yeah,
Couldn't win a cup, and I think he only won one Vezina, but he was handsome as hell.
my wife said she would leave me for Sheldon Surrey.
My wife would probably leave me for Sheldon Surrey too.
Yeah, she was actually this discussion.
If I
was
wasn't so
yesterday.
funny.
I've got it on my phone actually because all the girls were swooning over Draisaitl at work, and she was like, "Really?" And she had some disparaging remarks of how Draisaitl looks to her. But then she texts me, "Hey, who's that hockey player I like?" I go, "Me?" He goes, "No, the other one." And I had to get her pictures of Surrey.
So years ago, I was at the casino.
You okay, Zach? Okay. You scared me. Speaking of handsome men,
Yeah.
the Coupe.
Surrey was there with the Oilers.
Okay, where was this at?
River Cree.
Okay.
Wearing a fur coat.
Of course.
I mean,
I'd
no
love
one
to
had
wear
a
a fur
chance
coat
in there
once.
but Sheldon Surrey.
Dude,
The crowd around him.
Did he have a shirt on, or was he
He had
just
like
in
a
a fur
white
coat?
V-neck T-shirt.
Oh man, the V-neck.
He like this is one of my first couple years pro. He was playing for the Albany River Rats, and I knew a couple guys. So we went out in Albany,
Okay.
and it's a college kind of town, right? And we walked in, and you would have thought I walked in with like 10 Hollywood stars when he walked in, because you could see all men, women, their heads just turned and walked, because he's 6'4", 6'5", and just a gorgeous man, and it was just like. It was bees to honey. Like I couldn't get to him. Like I was getting pushed back, almost crowd surfing away from him. Unreal.
Never had that experience.
Nope.
going into a place before. All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999 is where you can get in. We'll get to some Hire It or Fire It a little bit later on. YouTube Trev put together the Hire It or Fire It today, so we will we'll dive into that as well. And I do want to talk about Alex Hunold, who climbed Taipei 101, but we'll get to it in Hire It or Fire because Trev's got a question in there. Trev was saying he couldn't climb the outside of the building.
I heard that.
Yeah, the idiot. I mean, he could definitely climb our building. It's 2 stories. He could easily grab onto something. I mean,
He'd find the proper line.
Yeah, exactly. Cass, let me ask you this. Who's the next Oilers defenseman to get a hat trick on Thursday against San Jose?
Darnell Nurse.
Cass, look, let's not get ridiculous here.
No, come on. You guys did not have Matthias Ekholm getting a hat trick yesterday in the bingo card.
Actually, Gager, get your text out. I did text Gager. I said, no, I was messing with you. I think it's Wallman, former club. Like, if anybody's going to get it, Wallman against San Jose, I'd sprinkle it and play Alberta. I don't think that's too crazy.
Imagine them just feeding Wallman the whole time.
trying to get it done again. A feat that no other team will ever be able to overcome.
That was amazing.
Hey?
Yeah. Absolutely amazing. It's amazing what a goal does for a player's confidence too, right? Because, I mean, that first goal he scores is unreal. Like the behind the back pass and then go to the net and tip. And you got to feel like $1 million after that.
When you pull that one off.
And then, and even the second one, like he breaks up the play, but I would have thought more likely he's giving the puck up and not jumping in the play. But he jumps, like he's ready to roll.
Gone, see ya.
And no way I'm passing this. I'm just doing my patented down the left side ripper shelf. And then the cojones, well, I mean, why not? The whole crowd's yelling, shoot.
Yeah. He said if they were only up one, he probably wouldn't have done it.
But I mean, it's the first time it's ever happened.
D-men have never gone back-to-back hat tricks on the same team.
That is, that's cool.
Bouch looked more excited for Ekholm than he did for for anybody else. Somebody was texting in to say, don't you think Jari should have been more excited? Jari was just sort of standing in his net. Like,
I thought that.
What was he supposed to do? Like, what you want him to do?
I know. Well, that's why
You want him to throw his gear off and like penguin slide through the center of the ice? Like,
it was a very curious text I got, and I went back and watched it, and he watches it, goes in, he sort of just puts his hand. But that's how goalies are, right?
Yeah, well, we don't go down and celebrate when they score. It's very uncommon.
But what if he's standing right next to you? Because that very rarely happens. Fist bump him?
I think he was upset with the goals allowed.
Yeah, he's not happy. Well, I mean, he faced 40 shots.
Yeah.
But he shouldn't. He wasn't great, guys.
Yeah.
He wasn't very good.
Yeah, I think it was the game. Like he was just, okay, it's done now. But I don't want to allow another one here either.
Yeah.
Right? So that could have been a little bit to it. Or he's just staying focused to the last buzzer. Right? That could be it. Whatever.
Or maybe he didn't even realize it was his hat trick until after the hats hit the ice.
Yeah,
right? And by then he's already
in the
away
end,
from
it really
I don't
doesn't
know.
matter.
No, it does not.
Yeah. Cass, Jari, what'd you think, lad? Like, he was busy, but I agree with your assessment. Like, I thought he was like, okay. Like,
yeah, it was a type of game that if that was still Stuart Skinner, all we would have been talking about in the post-game show wouldn't have been Ekholm, wouldn't have been the Oilers outside of the goaltending. I mean, that would have been the story because you had 3 games in a row now where you've given up a lot from a goaltending standpoint. Now, I don't think there's been much help, if any help. So I don't think it's on the goaltenders. Like, I'm not freaking out, panicking about it. But yeah, he wasn't very good. The one in particular, when he pushes across and he kind of loses his feet, I don't know, Gager, if you would think it's like an overslide or underslide, or he just ends up being off balance where he's kind of, he looked like Darnell Nurse looks when Darnell's like going down to try to block stuff on the side, like where he's just kind of, I don't really know where my body is. So yeah, I mean, it was probably a sub-average game for him, not fantastic. So he was happy to get the win and get out of it. I'm not freaking out though, not panicking, not worried. It wasn't a great game for him.
Was it great? No. Was it bad? I'm hesitant to say it was bad. I mean, the Granlund goals alone, like that one is a perfect
one was
shot.
Beautiful.
And the next one he's screened and Granlund puts it in a perfect spot, right? I understand. I don't like short side goals, and those are both short side goals. And probably partly the reason why Ingram got pulled the previous game is because 2 goals went in short side. But he battled. He looks pretty good. Yeah, I agree with you though. If Skinner, he looks different in net than Skinner. He plays differently, right?
It's night and day.
Yeah,
I mean, as far as their styles go.
Yeah. So I didn't think it was that bad. And I liked some of the saves he made, but yeah, he probably was just disappointed with getting 4 put up on them when your team scores, 6-7 goals.
Well, see, Gage,
Oh, did you catch that?
I got it. Thanks, buddy. Okay, so here's the thing, though, Cass. You mentioned it's almost the end of January, and I'm like, what are these guys? Because they go out, they score 11, they shot back-to-back shutouts. You're thinking, okay, here we go, starting to roll now. And then they lose to New Jersey 2-1. They gave up 6 to the Penguins. They gave up 5 to the Caps, had to squeak one out late. And then they were down 2-1, and then this crazy defenseman, 4 defensive goals in whatever was 4 minutes. Never happened before. But they have surrendered 15 goals in their last 3 games. So, you kind of spoke on the goal. Gage, your thoughts on the way the team is defending right now? Or is it a goalie thing?
That's a good question. Because you go, in the last, 5 games, they've allowed 15 goals. Is that right?
The last 5 games, they've allowed 17 goals.
17 goals.
But if you go back, that's the last 4 games they've allowed 17 goals.
Yes, okay.
If you go back the last 6 games, they've also only allowed 17 goals because they had the back-to-back shutouts.
And, things need to tighten up a little bit. Ingram didn't have a great game. So Jari kind of isn't at his best before, but in the previous games they did get shutouts. They're playing lower competition. I'm not too worried about it right now. They've both look like I've thought Ingram's looks way better than Jari up to this point. Maybe way better's a little bit harsh, but I like the way he plays. I think he allows a little bit of confidence with the Oilers' goaltend or their defensive structure, right?
Ingram, you're talking about?
Yeah, he just his ability to stop plays, just to cover rebounds, and they're one and done. I think that's important. So I'd like to see him get back in there soon and see what he can do, because I just have a feeling that everyone's a little bit more comfortable when Ingram's in net.
Cass, what are your thoughts on this 15 goals in the last 3 games? They've scored 15 as well. But so are they just opening it up here, and that's how it's going to be for a little bit, or?
It's been run and gun. I don't know. I hope it's not how it's going to be for a little bit. I want to see them have the capacity to lock it in. It's been too many turnovers, and their defensemen haven't done a great job in front of their own net. Those would be kind of the combination of that. So too many turnovers in not great areas. Defensemen haven't done a good job in some spots in front of their net. They've given up too much. Is it going to be how it's going to be for a little bit? I don't know. I hope not. I hope they can reel it in and hold it together a little bit. The other thing I would say with some of that is they've got a little bit more leaky on the penalty kill, and they've taken some penalties they didn't have to take. There's been some stick infractions, some high stickings, for example, that have put them a man down, and their penalty kill has been, actually, you have to look at the percentages of the last. It just feels like it's been a little more leaky the last couple games.
I was really impressed with Anaheim yesterday. Wow, that's a different team.
Feast or famine, though.
Yeah, but you got to figure when they get all those players back, their best players, they probably look a little different. Maybe they don't. But I just felt their forecheck is elite. Their tenacity is completely different. Oilers will have to play better when those other players get back into the lineup, because I think it'll be a completely different team, and that's already quite good.
I think it could be a team down the line that's going to give, not necessarily this year, but could give the Oilers some fits, because the way that they play is going to be challenging for Edmonton's defensive makeup. Mm-hmm. But the feast or famine comment for me with Anaheim was like, you watch that first period and you're just like, oh man, Edmonton's in trouble.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's like tenacious forecheck. They're aggressive. They're fast. They're aggressive in the offensive zone. Like, they take the puck to the net and they have bodies going there. It's like full pinch all the time. Defenseman always in, super aggressive. And when everything's clicking, when they execute it well, it's really, really good. And then you have like the second period, which was like completely different, because it's like they don't have the ability to recognize some situations and back off at times, like when they should maybe back off. And that's what exposes them, where it's like all of a sudden now they're too aggressive in some moments. Edmonton's able to execute cleanly, and then it's like 2-on-1, 3-on-2, 2-on-1, 2-on-1, 3-on-2, like where it's just like 5 or 6 huge chances in a row for Edmonton, and they just completely fell apart. Anaheim did, and that's what we've seen this season too. And their goals for and against, even when they had those other guys in the lineup, I think communicates the same thing. Like up until yesterday, was it they were on a 7-game heater, but then they hadn't won 9 games before that, right? Like they're winless in 9. So it's just like, when it's clicking for that group. When it's not, it's not. And for both Benny and me last night, we both said at different times, and I actually hadn't been on yet, so I didn't know he'd said it, but watching them really reminded me of the Oilers 4 years ago. Like maybe McDavid's first year, or maybe the year after, where it's like some incredibly high offensive potential, but when it goes bad fast.
Yeah, they're kind of the opposite from the Edmonton Oilers, right? Oilers just win a couple, lose,
yeah, these guys are just streaky as hell.
Yeah. So completely. But is that the youth of the team? I mean, they do have mixed in some veterans.
Yeah, they've like the Granlund and Kreider, and they brought Trouba in now. There's been some pretty good additions from a veteran perspective. Yeah,
those are really good veterans, I think, to have on your team. But
I would love for this to be a first round playoff matchup.
Oh yeah,
because I think it would be highly entertaining, and I think in the end the Oilers would just be too much to handle for this Ducks group. But I think it would be a lot of fun along the way. Like, would the Ducks get a game or two? Maybe, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I think it would be a highly entertaining series, and I'm very confident that the Oilers would come out of it. But that being said, like Cass said, like the first 20 minutes last night, and this is without McTavish, and this is without Carlson, this is without Terry. They didn't have their number one guy, and like the Seneca kid at 19 years old.
Holy smokes.
I mean, he played 25 minutes.
He's gonna be good.
25 minutes as a 19-year-old.
You hear him talk too? Like, geez, that's a low voice.
He's got a deep voice for a 19-year-old kid. Are you kidding me?
Wow, you're not supposed to smoke.
Speaking of kid, I mean, he's not 19, but what do you think of Samanski in his debut? Played about 7.5.
So bad, man, when he should have scored there.
Almost had that one.
Oh, just like I thought he was good, man. He was fine to me.
He went 3 or 4 faceoffs. Good. You got to be happy with.
Good speed. Got in on the forecheck. He didn't look intimidated whatsoever. Like he was just playing his game, kind of like what he said. But
yeah,
I like him. I'm really. Yeah. I can't wait to watch Germany in the Olympics.
Yeah,
he's only going to get better playing against.
Yeah, that'll be very good for him.
Oh, yeah, gosh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I liked his game. The reason I liked his game was I thought positionally in his own end he was good. Mm-hmm. Because and I know he puts up points, not a crazy amount of points, but he's put up points at the AHL level this year in Bakersfield. But I liked his positioning defensively, because this is a guy we're looking at it and say, hey, if you could naturally have, even if you have to get a rental for like a third line center this year, you have to bring someone in for a guy for next year or the year after to say, hey, maybe a year out, maybe a year and a half out of him stepping into a role where he could be every day playing that position. I mean, that would be huge to have another player that can step in and do that. And you don't need another McDavid or Draisaitl. I mean, we take one, great, but we're not expecting him to be that. And what you need a third line center that can play offense, play defense, and put up some numbers. And that's, I know it's a very small sample size, but look pretty good for a guy that could potentially fit that bill in a year or two.
He's quick though. That's what The Oilers
he's not like little either. He's not like a little quick. It's The
Oilers are getting younger and quicker, seems like, which is good.
They couldn't really get any older.
Well, you could have got older.
Not really. I mean, they're pretty old.
This is one of the, now when I first sort of thought this year would be an off year compared to the last two, we're talking like cup final appearances. And then with the cap going up and the flexibility that McDavid's given them, I kind of thought they would reload here in the offseason for 2 really heavy pushes. And that could still come via free agency. But if you can live in a world where you have Samanski maybe as a fourth line center to start next year and eventually becomes a third line center and saves you a ton of money there, and you can, so like maybe I don't think they go through this offseason and roll into next year and go, well, Samanski's going to center Howard and Hudson on the third line, and Savoy's going to play on the right side of the second line. Like I don't think they'll do that with the youth. I think there's some people that probably would say, hey, yeah, do it. But I think they'll go out and they'll spend some money and then they'll sprinkle these guys in over the next 2 or 3 years. But the positive sign is here that most of these guys that they called up, when you look at them, I don't think we've looked at any of these guys yet and gone, well, you can't play.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to play in the NHL one day, right? I think most of these guys
Except
look
maybe
at it
Regula.
go, start, well, yeah. Yeah. I mean, Regula hasn't proven that to us just yet. But Cass, I think that's a positive for an organization that was really lacking in a few of these areas a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I mean, zero prospects, right? For a couple
2 years ago,
Nothing.
none of the they didn't have
Nothing.
Savoy yet. They didn't have Samanski yet. They didn't have Hudson yet.
Yeah.
Right? And they went out and got those guys. So
Yeah.
Do you think
we could argue that you should have had, the Brobergs of the world.
Yeah, you're right.
Like and you more youth that way, so you would have had time to restock and had to trade away less things to bring guys in. But they've done a pretty good job of restocking on the fly here, where there was nobody, and now you have options. At the least you have some options, some guys that are developing. There's that internal competition, and it's not like your chips aren't all in on any one player. Like there's potentially some competition there for these guys, and it's a good thing.
Do you think, I don't know the exact timeline, but I was thinking about this today. But I see I saw he was on the IR, but Noah Philp's got to be getting close to that month that the Carolina Hurricanes have to keep him up, right? I think he's only played 2 games.
Yeah. How long on the IR? Because does the IR stop that clock?
Ooh.
I think the IR stops.
I think the
clock.
IR probably stops that clock.
Yeah. Regardless, it's
Yeah.
going to be when he gets back, there's only going to be a certain amount of time, right, before they have to make a decision. So, and in that case, correct me if I'm wrong, but if the Oilers do pick him back up, they can send him straight to Bakersfield without having to go through waivers, right? They don't have to keep him up for that length of time for a month. Pretty sure.
Most likely, I believe, because that was how it was with Lavoie when that happened.
Yeah.
When they got him back, they could put him back down.
Well, just as a third, that center position, because I thought he was in the plans for it, right?
They were hoping that he would be. Mm-hmm. All right, 780-218-9999. And you can text us as well. James is asking, is anyone concerned that the Oilers are only 2-2 facing teams that played in Calgary the night before?
Maybe Calgary's just not a tough enough opposition. People come in here
Blame
fresh.
Calgary for that. I want to ask you guys. You guys played in this league. Like, do we as media make a bigger deal out of the back-to-backs than we should, Cass? Or is it a legitimate, like, you need to take advantage of these?
Well, you need to. I mean, you need to take advantage of all games.
Like, how difficult is it for
I would say
to play the back-to-backs?
I would say back-to-backs to me is not the big one. It's the 3 games in 4 nights.
All right.
It's like you played a game, you had a day with travel, and then you have back-to-backs with travel. That's when it really gets you. Like 3 games in 4 nights with travel. I think those are games when teams are generally a little more sluggish, and you got to stomp on them right away. If they had time and it's not crazy, then I don't know. We sometimes, I think, read into that a little bit too much. Like, you have to remember that, from a nutrition standpoint, they're getting the nutrition they need. They're generally, not, sometimes if you're crossing the border, you got to go through customs on your way down to the US. But if you're flying internally in Canada, you're not, you're pulling up the plane, getting on, flying an hour and a half. Then you're getting to the hotel and going to bed. You're eating on the plane. Like, you're not, we sometimes overblow it a little bit too much, like make it too big of a deal out of it. Because it's not like the flight from Calgary to here is that crazy long. It's like they're eating on the plane, and by the time they get here, it's not like it's that late.
Yeah.
Like it's a pretty quick flight to get here. So, they're not usually skating in the morning. They'll go for their walk. They'll have their meetings. They'll get up. So it's, I don't know. I think we make it too big a deal. Like, these guys are in good shape. Now, players that have been tired, that are maybe a little banged up, can impact you. But I don't know. It is important to try to take advantage of it, to give, especially if, like, to me, it also depends. Sorry, I'm monologuing this here, but it also depends on what happened to the team the night before. Like if you get spanked by Calgary like 6-1, yeah, the emotions are going to be pretty high that day too, and you're going to be chomping at the bit. Now, if you win the night before, yeah, maybe if it's the end of the road trip, you're thinking about getting back home. You've been on the road for a little bit, and you might be a little bit softer. So there's so much more that factors into it, in my opinion.
I remember in the American League, it's a nightmare, right? Because you're on a bus.
No, that's different. That's different. That's so different.
The biggest difference in that situation, I think, is the TV timeouts. You're always at marvel at ice times for players, but how many times do they just get to kick back and relax for a few minutes through the game? That's huge. That's the reason why some of these guys can play over 25 minutes a night. So, no, it means nothing. It means absolutely nothing to me. It's very rare. It does depend on the game before, I would say, and then you hope that you can maybe get some tired legs late in the third. But these guys, the anaerobic capacity for these guys nowadays is ridiculous.
It is Two Guys and a Goalie. We are brought to you by GS Construction. We'll get to Hire or Fire a little bit later on. I want to get to Demco. He's out for the season. They're shutting him down with hip surgery. We'll get to that. We'll talk a little bit about this Nylander situation as well. But let's do your number crunchers for Play Alberta. And we haven't had a show together since Bouch had his 6-point game, 3 goals, 3 assists, 8 shots on goal. One of the best games that a defenseman has had in the history of the National Hockey League. And I'm always curious, Cass, is Bouch better than this market gives him credit for, or because we watch him every night, we sort of see who he is? What's your answer to that?
It just depends on who you're talking to. There are lots of people that I think Bouchard doesn't get nearly enough credit for what he is capable of, especially offensively. And usually the people that don't give him that credit, they're so fixated on the defensive lapses when he has them and the way he physically, body language looks when those defensive lapses happen. I think casual fans usually fall into that category. I think people that positionally understand the game and maybe that played with players that or played at levels where you have to know the risk reward that's inside of players' games, I think it's a different take at it. So, I've had lots of conversations about him with like Laddie Schmid and a couple other guys where it's like, players like that, you have to take the good and the bad because they're creating offensively. You're scoring goals, and we talk about this is one of the hardest, if not the hardest things to do. Creating offense in the NHL is very difficult. Very, very, very difficult. And he does it very, very well. Now, with that, the things that make him so good in the offensive zone and at generating offense, at times, they will cost you defensively. Now, his job is to try to limit those, right, and cut down on those. And when he does, you have those magnificent, beautiful, historically great nights. And he has the capacity to do that. But you have to take it part and parcel with sometimes those mistakes cost you. And the thing is if we watched Quinn Hughes every single day, if we watched Cale Makar every single day, there's going to be nights where that happens to them too. When you see them once or twice a year, like, oh man, they're slick, and they are. Oh man, they're smooth, and they are. Oh man, I wish Bouch could do that. Well, he kind of does. He looks a little different when he does it, but he does offensively some of the same things. And if we watch those guys year round, well, yeah, you would see them make some of those mistakes repeatedly. I think he probably gets a little bit of a bad rap or too hard a rap for some people where they underrate him. At the same time, for the first chunk of this season, he was making like the risk reward ratio was too low, right? Like he was taking too much risk and not getting enough reward, like too many mistakes, not enough offense. And that was happening too frequently. He struggled at the start of the season. And I think it's fair to say that, but yeah, I mean, when he's like Evan Bouchard at his best, Tommy asked me this last night on the Oilers Stream postgame show.
Yep.
And I'll ask you guys the same thing, and then I'll share if you guys were on the same note from an answer standpoint, because I think it's a really good question. Is at his best, when he is playing his best game, who else in the NHL right now is a defenseman would be better than him also playing their best game? Not one-offs, but like consistently.
There's only a handful. Maybe if that, with Bouchard at the
Yeah, like
best.
I think his best is probably top 5 best
Yeah.
in the National
Okay,
Hockey
well,
League.
who's if it's top 5? So who do you got in
I would
front of
say
him?
Cale Makar.
Yeah,
I've watched Quinn Hughes take over hockey games, like take over, and that maybe it's because he doesn't have a McDavid or Draisaitl. Like maybe in a certain situation, Bush could do the same thing. But I've watched him take over games.
I saw Morrissey take over games.
but do you think Morrissey at his best? Does he give you more than Bouchard?
Bouchard's not an ankle breaker. He's more like the way that those guys.
Puck ankle breaker.
Yeah, I guess.
Blast, like snapping.
I just the way that Bouchard doesn't navigate the blue line like those guys, right?
Those guys are slick and explosive.
Yeah.
Bouchard is patient and
He's
calculated.
methodical.
Yeah,
Methodical.
but he does possess arguably the best shot in the National Hockey League. Like
So yeah, I had 2 guys in front of him,
Makar and
Quinn
Hughes.
Hughes
yeah,
and Makar, and I'm like everyone
No
else.
disrespect to Werenski, I don't watch Werenski enough to.
Well, Werenski, I think I actually had him on that list too.
Yeah.
Werenski could do as well. So maybe 3, maybe. Right, like it's pretty tough to beat that. Now on his worst day,
Yeah.
That's where it's like him on his worst day might be worse than those guys and more on their worst day. Mm-hmm. So like you have to take the good and the bad with those types of players. You just do.
Yeah, like with Bush, I think I laid this out on one of the shows yesterday where you're looking at him and you're going, with let's say with a Matthias Ekholm type, it would be like 4 or 5 good games, 2 or 3 meh games, and a couple of bad games in a 10-game stretch. And Bush, it's like 8 really good games and then 2 like god awful. Oh my God, what are you doing?
He's
games,
why
right?
the team lost.
Yeah, like those types of things. So he's a very very fascinating creature. Like
Awesome.
he really is.
He is.
But
awesome.
when he is on, he's outstanding. I mean, he really is. There are elements of his game in his own end where you're like, a little bit more connected at times.
Just that wrist shot, man. It is
The hat trick goal against Washington, we
it's
just
a
stepped in. And,
sledgehammer, man. That thing, man, and he puts it wherever he wants. It's crazy.
All right, 780-218-9999 if you want to chime in. I just always think that's an interesting, like, are we, because we watch him every day and we see some of the blemishes in the game, are we not seeing what he truly is compared to maybe some other people just look at the numbers and go, oh, there's Evan Bouchard, top 3 in D scoring again.
Is
like,
it bad that I kind of enjoy when he makes a mistake and he's back checking and he's not really... The puck goes in, he shakes and puts his hands up and then skates to the bench faster than he back checked. Like, I really enjoy those moments.
Oh, you just love it, don't you?
He's great.
Haji texted and says, guys, is Bouchard overpaid or underpaid, or right on the numbers for his value?
I think he's right where he should
Probably
be.
close to the market, right?
Yeah.
Like for where he is.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's a fair number. Yeah.
So, like, how many people have... Compared to Donna Nurse, where that's where you went to right away every time was the cap. No one ever really complains about how much you're paying Evan Bouchard.
Gage is right. Like even when he was struggling, well, maybe early when he was struggling really bad,
Maybe.
it was like all new and fun and exciting. But even after, the game against Pittsburgh, he's on the ice for 4 against and he was -3. People were bitching about him the next game. I don't know, maybe in the postgame it was different, but nobody was like the contract.
Yeah.
Is what you hate about him.
Yeah.
Can you bring it up? Because at 10.5, you would like if he didn't have those mistakes, but it hasn't become the talking point that Darnell Nurse's contract has. Yeah. All right, a couple other things, and we'll come back to the others because hired or fired. We've got a bunch of the others that we're going to get to, but a couple other stories. Gage, just your thoughts on Demco. Now he's going to have hip surgery and be shutting it down for the rest of the year, and this guy's. He's never going to be the glimpses that we saw at one point, but at some point, does he just be like, that's enough? I can't do it anymore.
Hip surgery
as a goalie who's already had issues down there.
Is a I hate to say it, but it's a nail in the coffin. That was one of the. I do not understand why the Canucks signed him to that deal, and maybe they just pull the. Look, you go through the physical. You can't. You didn't pass the physical.
Yeah,
we null and void the deal, which would suck for him. But he can't play. He can't. He can't make it through a month, let alone an entire NHL season, and it's so brutal because we're getting robbed of arguably one of the best goaltenders in the past 10 years to play in the NHL. He makes a good team a great team, and there's not many guys
when he's healthy.
Yeah, when he's there's not many goalies in the league that can do that. He made the Vancouver Canucks think that they were going to win the Stanley Cup.
Rob from LA points out that the contract for Demco came after they signed the other goalie too. It was at Lankinen.
Yeah, it was the safety net though. I understand the Lankinen one because they didn't, but I mean Demco's contract. If it's what 5, it's I forget what it was. It's not short. It's to 29-30.
It's 3 years, 25.5.
Yeah, he's got 3 more years at 8.5 mil per. So he got those after he already had the injury issues. He gave him 3 years, 8.5 mil. I mean, that's
with no movement.
Yeah, and Lankinen got 4.5 mil for even a year longer. So, yeah, I mean, it's the Canucks. That's what they've been dealing with. Cass, what do you make of Nylander giving the middle finger to the TSN camera, getting fined $5,000? The Leafs are interesting right now because we were talking about Marner comes back to town and Austin Matthews refuses to do media before or after the game, which seems a little weird that your captain's not going to comment on a guy who was his running mate coming back. Like if Leon left and came back to town for a game, you don't think Connor McDavid's going to chat with the media about it? And then Nylander, I don't know, it just seems like a very immature guys who are now in their late 20s and have kind of wasted a decade in Toronto.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of have to separate. I think you have to separate that incident from everything else that's going on. I mean, that's, listen, the apology was forced. I mean, if I'm being real, I kind of giggled a little bit. I'm like, it's kind of funny. Like, I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know why you would do that. Like, you are at an NHL, like what what do you think was going to happen?
Well, he knew the camera was there. He looked
funny.
At the camera.
No, I know. That's what I mean. Like, what do you think was going to happen? Like, that was just going to go over well. Like, what? I don't know. I don't know what you're doing in that. Now so to me, it's like whatever. You find him. The guy did that. It's not even going to phase him. Like, he's not going to care. He's probably like, yeah, that was well worth it. I'll be a meme the rest of my life in Toronto, which he will with that. The Austin Matthews thing, that to me is more interesting. Because it kind of puts you into the headspace or makes you wonder what the headspace of Austin Matthews is like in that moment. Like, is that going to upset him that much that he's not able to? Because typically, like, the media will or players won't speak to the media, and teams will protect guys like that if there's something going on. So say you had a player who had, I don't know, like something happened to a family member, and you figured the media was going to ask about it, like a brother get arrested and it was very public or something like that. And you have the media wanting to talk to him and press being like, hey, no, not today, before the game, after the game, we'll talk to you about it a different day. That you kind of understand. But for this, it's just like, how do you not want to talk with them about it? Like, I don't know. It's a weird move by the organization to try to protect Matthews in something where I'm just like, why, like, is there some kind of secret beef that we didn't know about between the two of them? Do they hate each other's guts? Like, I don't know. It's just going to create way more questions and problems than it protects, in my opinion. So I don't understand why you wouldn't do it.
If he goes out and talks about Mitch Marner and gives the generic hockey answer that, he would probably give, nobody's going to talk about it. Like, nobody's going to care about it. It's only being discussed because Austin Matthews is like, no, I'm not talking the day that Mark Gage, I mean, Cass is right. Like, what's going on here?
Well, the first one I saw the finger from Nylander, I thought, maybe he knows the camera guy, and he was just.
I can confirm that
like, because he looked at him and then I thought, oh, does he know him or something? Or are they playing a weird joke? But again, kind of dumb move.
Yeah,
Whatever.
they definitely weren't.
As for Austin Matthews, I mean, it seemed like the start of the season didn't go well. He started putting it back together. Now it's right back into the pooper. This guy looks tired of being in Toronto to me. He's done with dealing with the questions where, it's such a easy bomb to defuse, I think, with one time in front of the media, just going, he was a great player when he was here. Yes, he was a great teammate on and off the ice. It's good to see he's having success on another team, but we have to move past that and worry about the Toronto Maple Leafs. Done.
Move on.
Right there.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, we got it. Right? That's what I'm going to say with it. And now you've created people to speculate on reasons why you weren't talking. Are you unhappy here? Are you missing Mitch? Are you talking to him and he's telling you, Austin, I can go out here and I go to the supermarket, no one knows me and tells me I got to change the curve on my stick. Stuff like
nobody yells at me to shoot when I'm out having groceries.
And it's you make more trouble about yourself. And I saw a quote from someone. It was someone in the Leafs organization, and it said, when how many times the captain speaks for your team? 82 times a year. That's when your captain should speak to the media. You're the captain. It's part of wearing the C. If you didn't want it, give it back to Johnny T.
Yeah. All right, let's dive into hire it or fire it. If you want to chime in on anything we discussed, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. If you watch over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up. Sub to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on autoplay. Stick around for Hernan Salas and Joaquin Gage coming up on EST Afternoons. All right, these questions put together by YouTube Trev today. Hire it or fire it for GS Construction. The Sharks or Ducks will win the Pacific Division before the Oilers do. Hired or fired. Have not won the division since 87.
I'm going to hire it.
Really?
Yeah. Because those are two teams on the rise. The Oilers are a veteran team that I don't think they really care about the regular season as much. You got these young guys that are just going to go ham for 82 and then probably not be ready for the playoffs. But yeah, I think they will before the Oilers.
I think they will before the Oilers as well. Hire it. Now, similar to Gager, it's if the Oilers go deep in the playoffs, it's tougher to step in and do that. Yeah. And they've done it twice. And so if you have one of those teams that has an early exit, maybe learns a bunch, right, from a failed playoff bid, then maybe they come back and it's not quite as gung-ho. But yeah, sure, why not? They're going to do it before the Oilers, but we don't care. We want the cup is the big one.
I usually don't play hire it or fire it because they're my questions, but these aren't my questions, so I'm going to fire it. I think the Oilers will win the division next year. I'm going to make the call right now. I'm going to say they'll win the division next year. When Connor McDavid retires, he will have the most 100-point seasons in NHL history. He currently has 8. All-time record is Gretzky at 15. He's going to have 9. He's going to get 9 this year. So then he needs 7 more to break the record.
I'm going to fire it.
Yeah, fire it.
Too many variables.
I think he gets close. That's gonna be tough.
I'm gonna hire it. I'm gonna hire it.
Really?
Well, he's gonna have 9 this year. He's got 2 years left here. I mean, assuming he stays healthy, that's 2 more. That takes him to an 11. And then we're sitting here probably thinking he's gonna sign a 7 or 8 year deal either here or somewhere else. And he bangs out 5 more in that stretch. I don't think it's too crazy.
Yeah, maybe.
According to the Spit and Chicklets,
not crazy.
Detroit too. So.
Yeah, probably wouldn't have done that skit. Anyway, all right, Trev. Jari is better than Skinner. So far, he's got the numbers here, just from the deals. Jari's played 9 games, 3.23 goals against average, .884 save percentage, which I will say are kind of Skinner-like numbers with the Oilers. Mm-hmm. And then Skinner, 11 games played, 231 goals against average, .906 save percentage, and he's actually been on a tear for the last 8 games. Jari is better than Skinner. Hire it or fire it?
Fire it. He's not right now. Look at Skinner's numbers. And Skinner's been to 2 cup finals. If Jari, the ultimate measure of Jari is if he takes the Edmonton Oilers on a run and wins a cup.
Cass?
I
It's
probably
funny
got to fire
that
it.
the numbers are actually worse than Skinner's
shit.
numbers when he was here.
Yeah.
Like,
But people don't say a peep. Yeah. And it's still just like Ingram has been their best goalie. Yeah, I got to fire it for now. It hasn't been proven yet. Could still be, but not yet.
all right. Evan Bouchard will finish the season with the most points by a defenseman. Right now, he's tied for first with Ekholm McCarr at 56.
Hire it.
I think I'd hire it too.
Yeah. He might win the Norris this year.
He might. Well, no, I don't know if he, well.
Can you imagine if he wins the Norris Trophy and Canada goes to the Olympics and doesn't win, and then Bouch wins the Norris?
Didn't Subban win the Norris the next year after? Or
Oh, yeah, Subban won a Norris. Was that before or after he was the number 7 guy?
I don't know. I forget.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna fire it. I mean, Colorado has just been so good this season. Oh man, that's going to be close.
It's going to be
like
close.
they're right
power
there.
play could get.
It's going to be close. The power play's clicking. I'm going to fire it just to be different.
You know Colorado's power play is 28th in the league?
Evan Bouchard in the Nazi chat.
I saw it.
I like the way Gager's talking.
And it's like seeing Bouch's little head pop up there as well. Yeah, but the Avs power play is one of the bottom 5 in the league,
Yeah.
which is insane. Like, imagine if they get their power play going.
Eesh.
Yeah, crazy. All right, let's get to this one. Alex Hanold climbing El Capitan is the greatest individual feat in sports history. Hired or fired?
I mean, I think you have to hire it.
Because his life was on the line with one mistake. That's like by default, it's almost an unfair question to ask. It's like, that's not even that's. I don't even know if I would technically refer to that as being sports related. You know, like.
No, I don't. No.
Well, it's in the Olympics, rock climbing. Like, it is a sport.
Yeah, but he's not the first guy to climb it.
You know, he did it with no rope. He was the first one to do it with no rope.
Okay, so he's an idiot.
Yeah, but he did it.
So you want to give him the greatest individual thing of all time when he's basically an idiot for like risking your life, like for what? For what?
Well,
for what? For the kicks and gigs of that? Like it's not the greatest individual because it's like there's people that have climbed it. People climb it all the time. But nobody's done it without
a rope. Like nobody's done it where
who cares? So does taking away the rope, it makes it more dangerous, but it doesn't make it more difficult to climb.
Yeah, but
like it didn't get harder to.
I mean, there's a mindset.
How do you think?
Yeah, there's a different mindset to it.
How do you think Batman came out of the cave, Cass? No rope.
No,
Dark Knight Rises.
It's not even in the realm of being the greatest individual sports.
It's like you go run the Olympics, and if you don't go sub 10, they kill you.
Yeah. I think they
like,
did.
No, that's completely different.
Did you watch The Dictator?
That's completely different. That is completely different. That is so completely different because it's like, would we call it the greatest sports performance if like we willingly went into that and someone, was like, oh, if you don't run this, then they're going to kill you. And you're going to be like, oh, now that makes it the greatest.
Take their shot at a gold medal knowing that if they didn't get it, they die.
Spend
your whole life working on it.
I smell EST going to vertically inclined and going up the rock wall. No ropes.
Thank you. No ropes. No, like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's great that he was able to climb that, but people just
short, man.
People climb. No, it's not. Is it a good accomplishment? Yeah, it's a good accomplishment. Is it like top individual sports performance of all time? Give me a freaking break. Give me a break.
I don't know.
What's more? How about like Michael Phelps at the Olympics?
Yeah, I mean, if there was a possibility of drowning, I would agree with you.
2008, 8 gold medals at a single Olympics.
Yeah, but there's more events in swimming.
Usain Bolt
climbed to 3,000.
Usain Bolt at the Olympics, a triple double in sprinting. Like there's a reason no one in history has ever come close to doing those things. The reason no one in history ever climbed El Capitan without a rope is because people weren't that stupid.
But he did it. He accomplished it.
Because he's stupid. Because he's got something wrong in his brain.
That doesn't take
that it's like, oh, I'm going to go do this. Like
so impressive.
No, but how many times did he climb before that with the rope?
He climbed it like
Over and over and over and over again. Like, no, it's not even close. It's not even on the list. Not even close to the list. If you said the stupidest individual sports achievement in history, I might go there, maybe.
This is wild right now.
Well, what about
it's
free diving,
ridiculous.
Cass? What about free diving? Have you ever watched that Longest Breath?
That's crazy too.
Oh, it's just as bad as.
Well, I don't want to watch that then.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's going to do it for Two Guys and a Goalie today. All right, it's brought to you by GS Construction. Thursday will be the next Two Guys and a Goalie. What's coming up on EST Afternoons? What do you guys have?
More mountaineering talk. We're going to.
That's not impressive at all.
Yeah, it's actually on the list, though. It's actually on the list.
Is it on the list?
Yeah. Highlights, lowlights, Hernan's Noticias, and we'll have Mick Kern from SiriusXM NHL under review to go around the NHL to tap into the biggest headlines in the world of hockey today.
All right, there you go. Can you imagine if McDavid had a penalty shot? If he didn't score, he died. All right, for Matt Kassian, Joaquin Gage, I'm Dustin Nielson. Take it easy.